All right, today we're going to break down how we grew a law firm by 790% in organic growth in 6 months. What we did was really break down the website and the content, and I'm going to get all into that. Now, first of all, this is a local law firm that focused on criminal law, injury law, and workers' compensation. So we needed to update the content and the keywords around all on the website based on that. So the objectives were mainly that we wanted to rebuild the website for performance and lead conversion because they were running ads internally with a media buyer that they had, but we felt that the conversion could be improved. So we wanted to simplify the UI to make it easy for them to convert. So from there, we wanted to very much focus on the design and at the same time focus on the SEO to think about how we can implement more content without overcomplicating the website, because their website was very complicated, very old, and this is essentially what the performance was looking like. So we conducted a thorough analysis in the beginning against their competition, and we saw that their website was not performing as well as it needs to rank higher and increase organic traffic. So we built the website strategy to revamp everything and build it from scratch to showcase like a better design that also performs better for what Google was looking for. So we built out content based on that and strategize it in the new design of the site. So this is essentially was the first step to build out the sitemap of the different sections, given that a lot of law firms focused on just like maybe one service, such as personal injury. This was a more complex site that had three types of law that they serviced, and those are the ones that I mentioned earlier. So we wanted to build a sitemap that was very strategic on how and where to place all the services, the processes, and the information needed around the services, and rank for all three, which is a much bigger challenge. The wireframe also helped us get there, breaking down all the sections. This is like a black and white version of the site that really breaks down everything, so you can strategize where the social proof is, where everything is, in order to get the user experience to be as efficient as possible. And just regular rule of thumb, everything should be 3 buttons away. So no, even with all the services, even with everything should be very easy to navigate, especially on mobile, as over 80% of users are on mobile for the specific space. So the website design was very important here. You can see here what they had before. It didn't have a lot of, it had a very, call to action that was like big and up in the hero banner, but, it didn't really focus on the value. We focused more on the background of the lawyer, but we wanted to showcase more of the value and what we were there to do, and quickly convert them and make them feel that it's a very approachable process to where they could simply submit their name and contact information to get to talking to a specialist right away. So we'll break that down. Again, this was the before, which was very boring, not very, not a great design. It just was it had a lot of things that weren't very relevant to what was the pain point of the customer. So we wanted to rebuild that, and we built that into this more modern look, more bold, and got straight to the point. You can see here with the getting a free consultation right away. We also included a chat bot, which is not shown here, but we made them feel, our targeted customer feel like they had a reliable team and they could talk to someone very quickly about their process, whether it came to workers' compensation, personal injury, or criminal law. The blogs were very strategic, again targeting the main keywords around those, and what we saw with the launch of the site and the new content over the few months, we saw a big difference. Organic, there was about an 800% increase, and the engagement time on the site, how long someone spent on the site, was increased by 63%. So that was ultimately the SEO objective, and you can see here we have a proprietary process with our AI-driven SEO, which essentially pulls the trending keywords for the specific city that we're targeting, and the strategy changes almost every single month in order to increase the traffic. So we were able to do that with this client and have, as it mentions here, optimized content, focusing on the market that they were in, the specific city that they were in. We tracked the calls. We saw about 1,100 calls between May and December 31st. So that breaks down into about 100 calls a month, I want to say. My math is off here, but yeah, so ultimately we had 1,100 calls in 7 months, I want to say. My math is been a little off, but we secured 220 appointments. We generalized this. We didn't really talk revenue with them, but we estimate that just on average size deal to be at least $660,000 in revenue or more in revenue. So the cases that we were able to generate organically were a big deal, especially in the city that they're in. It's a very busy city. and we increased the number of calls by 60%. So that was a good sign that the SEO was doing a good job. But again, it does take time. Nothing happens very quickly. But we were able to see a good amount of increase in organic users. So a lot of people were reading the articles, seeing the content, and seeing this brand as a trustworthy company for the services that we were targeting. I mentioned this already, user experience went up, so that's a good sign. Google actually checks that. So if you have a good user experience on your site, people spend more time on it, that does affect SEO. So people do see, people were spending their time on average on the website, actually looking through it. You know, it wasn't just click close, especially usually with ads, people just kind of click on it and close it very quickly, but people were actually spending time and absorbing the information on the site. So big deal. So anyways, this is what we do. We work with professional services companies to increase their overall awareness, whether it's from ads or SEO. But we focus on long-term growth partnerships. So if you're building something big, if you've had a business for a while and you're looking to grow it a little bit more, get your ranking up and beat your competitors, we're the perfect company to talk to. We've been doing this for a long time now. And we also attach a PDF below that you can download where you can essentially get to know how we do things on the SEO side and try to do it yourself. But if you're looking for a free consultation, feel free to book one from our website, and we'd love to go from there. Thanks for watching.